What's up, everybody? It's Zay with Notlam's Vision. This week, we're going to cover the new passing mechanic. We're going to do the skill-based passing. We briefly touched over it during our intro video, but today we're going to give it a little bit more of a deep dive. Let's jump into it and see what this new skill is talking about. Alright, let's jump into practice mode. So the skill-based passing is one of the coolest features that I'm looking forward to. I think you're really going to see a gap here. We've all kind of seen it at least a little bit. Whenever you're passing, you see the gray circle pop up, and you can kind of aim where you throw it at. You want to throw it on the inside, the outside, up top, so on and so forth. It gives you a little bit more control on where you place the ball, so it's a little easier to throw it away from the defenders, basically where just your receiver is going to be able to catch it. I'm going to show you how to get into the settings real fast so we can kind of look at the different options that they have for passing this year. Let me go ahead and go to, if you go to options, settings, game options, you get all your skill-based passing stuff right here. Let's kind of dive into what this is saying. All right, so as you can see here, there are actually 3 different pass types this year. So you either have placement and accuracy, or classic. So placement is going to be just the gray circle with the reticle where you're kind of aiming the ball around the gray circle. Placement and accuracy, there will be a meter that shows up on like your bullet passes and stuff above your quarterback. And if you stop the meter in the green area or the blue area, it'll actually adjust how accurate your bullet passes are. And then you can have classic, where it just disables all the new mechanics and you just kind of go back to the old school, what you're used to. Okay, let's look at how you can adjust these settings. So you have your skill-based passing settings. Your first option is pass type. You can choose between the 3 options we just mentioned beforehand, either placement and accuracy, or classic. The second one is going to be passing slowdown. This one doesn't work in online game mode, so I usually recommend turning it off. Maybe if you're playing like your little superstar mode or something, what it will do is it'll actually slow down as you're making your pass so you can get a more accurate pass. The next one is going to be your reticle max distance, and that's actually going to be how far outside of the gray area you can put your little reticle at. You have near, which will go outside of it just a little bit. You have far, it'll increase the distance there. Once you get to far, you can actually start missing passes just a little bit by going too much, but you can really stretch the receivers, or you can put it on no max distance. So no max distance is pretty cool because it helps you kind of throw the ball away a little bit easier if you need to. Say you're getting rushed in the pocket, you can kind of throw it towards the receiver and then just kind of chunk it. You have your freeform reticle speed. That's going to be how fast your little reticle moves from the gray circle. This one I've been kind of playing with a little bit. I've been sitting between so far about like 8 and 12 or so, just kind of I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going to be sitting at. You obviously want to have the visibility of your meter and your reticle on as well. So these are the options you can change in the settings. Let's kind of go to some examples here. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to kind of show you the distance difference between the different settings. So if we watch the guy on the far left here, we're going to throw him a couple fades using near, far, and nose distance. So right out the jump, we're using near. He's going to run a fade. We're going to hold left trigger. You can see you kind of aim the circle. It went just outside of the gray area. You saw the gray area is your normal classic passing. We'll do it one more time. Let's take a look here. We're going to look at the little orange reticle. It's going to be just outside of the gray area. So the receiver has to kind of go get it. And then let's change our settings for the next one to be... We're going to go to far so you can kind of see the distance on far. On far, this is where you can actually get to the point where you can overthrow your receivers. If you look how far out that orange reticle actually was versus the near, you can kind of see the distance. I'm going to do it one more time. See, it's farther out there than the last ones. So your guy really has to stretch for it. And then last but not least, we'll throw it on the no distance. no max distance. And then take a look at that. On this one, you can really let them things fly. You know what I'm saying? Look, oh, you can throw it way out there if you want to. That way, you know, really only your guy can get there. Or hypothetically speaking, let's say you're getting heavy rushed. We all know that happens. You can actually just, oh, I was going to say wing it out of bounds. My speed might not be fast enough. Let me raise my speed. Is 8 speed not fast enough to just whip it? Let's say my speed was higher at like 14. I want to say, hear me out, and oh, you can just kind of throw it out of bounds if you need to. You know, I'm not a big fan of the max distance. Right now, I'm currently using near on mine. I keep overthrowing them sometimes. So I've been using near, and I've been using, usually I've been using about 8. So some of the main routes I like to use the passing for is going to be like the fades. I like to run it on like out routes. Maybe you can really kind of get your guy trying to tippy toe by the sideline, you know, on your slants and hitches and stuff. You may try to be able to throw them down and away from the defenders. I mean, there's several different options. I do have a couple gameplay clips I'm going to show you here. All right, to start off with, we're going to show you some out routes. These freeform on these out routes are killer. You really throw the ball kind of down and away. A lot of times we'll use it for like first downs or towards the goal line, or just anytime you need to kind of get out of bounds. Check some of these out. Maybe you use it on a fade to throw it kind of over the top and towards the outside.
He's got a man, complete, touchdown. On 2nd and 15 now, Mahomes. Oh, he's going to let this go for
Now, don't be forgetting about the tight end. The tight end might need a little bit of love, trying to hit the seams better up the middle, or maybe hit the sidelines with the corners. All right, I think you guys get the picture. Go ahead and try out that skill-based passing. Get creative with it. Let me know which routes you guys like using the skill-based passing with the best. And then, until next time, you guys take it easy.